2026 schedule updates today, including a big dirt late model event on the move. Plus, Kevin Rumley is up to something again with shocks. We'll talk weekend racing and a lot more. Let's go. It's Thursday, October 23rd. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Today's daily show is being supported by BAPS Motor Speedway and SprintCarUnlimited.tv. This Saturday, BAPS has 410 sprint cars and wingless sportsmen on tap, with gates opening at noon and hot laps on track at 2:15 p.m. The Britton Finkenbinder Memorial is set to draw names like Brent Marks, fresh off his high limit season, plus Ryan Smith in the Kreitz 69K, Anthony Macri, Brock Zierfoss, Troy Wagaman, Danny Dietrich, Chase Dietz, and all of Central Pennsylvania's best. If you can't get to the track, you can watch it all live on SprintCarUnlimited.tv. Just a handful of 410 races remain on the schedule in 2025 at BAPS, and your options to see 410 sprint cars at all this weekend and the rest of the season are starting to get pretty sparse. Head over to BAPSMotorSpeedway.com to see the rest of their track schedule. And if you want to watch each of the track championship races live, including this Saturday and the season finale sprint showdown in November, you can do that all season long over on SprintCarUnlimited.tv. A couple of 2026 schedule updates to kick off this Thursday's show. First, we're still waiting on the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series schedule for next season to be revealed, but changes are coming to the Silver Dollar Nationals weekend that has been held in recent seasons at Huset's Speedway in South Dakota. Just a few days ago, Huset's track GM Doug Johnson was on the Hoagie's Garage podcast and revealed that the event was going away. His quote was, "We are not doing the Silver Dollar Nationals next year." He went on to say they are planning another big event for that same July weekend, but didn't go into details on what that could be. What happens next for that Lucas date is a bit up in the air. One rumor is things getting expanded at Shelby County Speedway, which is in Harlan, Iowa. Shelby County hosted a $25,000 to win Lucas show the Tuesday before the Silver Dollar Nationals in 2025. And that track hosting the Silver Dollar Nationals or something like it has been discussed. Eagle Raceway in Nebraska is another option, but they had the High Bank heist in May, and it's unclear how that would fit in with the Silver Dollar Nationals move. Huset's for late models just doesn't seem like it works. The racing at times hasn't been great, and the stands were just never full. The part of the country very much sprint car heavy, and a big late model show seems like it's a tough sell there. We'll see what Huset's does, though, to replace those Lucas dates. Also, the good news for West Virginia Motor Speedway, or West Virginia racetracks really, keeps coming in with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series announcing a triple header weekend in the state for 2026. May 22nd through the 24th, that's Memorial Day weekend. The late model tour will hit Elkins Speedway, Tyler County, and then West Virginia Motor Speedway. Those races will pay $10,000, $12,000, and $15,000 to win, respectively. This will be the first ever trip for the series to the state of West Virginia. Upgrades and changes are underway right now at Elkins, which is now under the control of the same promoters as WVMS. And we know WVMS is now a much smaller configuration. It had a very successful debut here a few weeks ago. They've already got the World of Outlaws late models scheduled for next season as well. The whole Hunt the Front schedule wasn't released last year until kind of right before the middle of November, so it might be a few more weeks before we see their full slate for 2026. Before we dive in and talk weekend racing, one more interesting note to chew on for you dirt late model fans. I mentioned on the show yesterday that there's been some testing ongoing the last few nights at the Charlotte Motor Speedway dirt track. We also, we saw all sorts of cars and teams participate, sprint cars, late models, modifieds. I've been told that on the late model side, this week's testing included some new stuff for Longhorn and that Kevin Rumley has been quietly working on a new shock package. Supposedly, Öhlins could be making a major return to the dirt late model game, and Rumley, who's now not part of Bilstein anymore, has been leading on some of that development. Doing some searching around online, it looks like Öhlins hasn't really been involved in dirt late model racing in any major way for a few years. Jimmy Owens was an Öhlins guy before. He won the 2020 Lucas title using those shocks. But the last mention I can find of him using Öhlins shocks was 2022. In more recent years, Bilstein, Fox, Integra, Penske, they've been really the main players in dirt late model racing. A big change that took place, though, for Öhlins in that 2021 to kind of 2022 timeline was them becoming the single source supplier for shocks for the NASCAR Next Gen car. All teams use Öhlins shocks for the Cup cars and have since the car debuted in 2022. Kevin Rumley's own 6 car, which really serves as kind of an R&D deal for Longhorn, has raced a few times this season with Hudson O'Neal in the seat. They've won a couple of times. And I wouldn't be surprised if that car ran some of those races with those Öhlins shocks on it. I don't know that I'd expect some wholesale changeover by Longhorn teams from Bilstein to Olin's, but this could be another option out there available. I'll let you know if I hear more on this front. All right, let's talk some weekend racing. The World of Outlaws sprint cars were set for 81 Speedway and Arrowhead Speedway this weekend, but as of today, both of those shows have been canceled because of weather. The Outlaws making the early decision to call things off and keep teams from traveling. With these races off, all that remains now for the World of Outlaws is World Finals. That means teams have the next 2 weekends off to go either find some other races or head home for some off days. World Finals doesn't start until November 5th. This should just about wrap things up for David Gravel for the 2025 Series Championship. He's got a 138-point buffer back to Buddy Kofoid. That's pretty much going to be impossible to overcome in just 3 nights at World Finals. I talked at the top of the show, obviously, about the BAPS 410 race this weekend, so that's an option if you want some wing sprint car action. Another one that could draw some names is these atomic races. They're running their Night the Stars Came Out event Friday and Saturday, and the sprint car portion pays $5,000 to win and $15,000 to win. I'm sure that's going to draw a full slate of Ohio teams, but I've also heard Danny Sams, Austin McCarl, Skylar G are a couple of names that could be making appearances. And I think there are also a lot of other possible national guys who could hit that one up, especially with good money on the line. And this event also features the same payouts for Ironman late models, and on that side, expect Devin Moran, fresh off that Lucas Championship, plus Josh Rice, Jason Jameson, and others. This one seems like it could have a very national-ish feel to it, given everyone, all these other races are either off or rained out. These 2 nights will be live over on Flow Racing, but if you're in the area, check this one out. It could be your last chance to see some of these teams for 2025. The other big late model weekend is the Fall Classic at Why Not Motorsports Park in Mississippi. Saturday pays $20,000 to win, and there are crates, street stocks, modifieds, factory stocks, and enduros on the undercard. We know the Hunt the Front guys are headed that way with a couple of cars. And other names on the list there include Tyler Erb, Ashton Winger, Peyton Freeman, Zach Mitchell, and I think a lot more are expected. This one will be on the streaming schedule at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight if you want to check it out. Other weekend late model races include the Fall Clash at Bedford. That one's got good money as well. The SAS hits I-75 for a $10K to win show, and there is other regional action like the Best Plumber 604 series. They end their season Saturday at Bulls Gap. That one pays $5,000 to win. The schedule at DirtOnDirt.com, always a good place to see a full late model schedule rundown. Other weekend sprint car action to check out includes the USAC National Sprint Cars at Central Arizona for the Western World. The pre-entry list there is over 50 cars, and that one pays a very nice $35,000 to win on Saturday night. This one is drawing all the national guys, plus a bunch of West Coast and CRA teams. You've got Ricky Thornton Jr. in a car for Petty. And Dazen Persley is one of a number of drivers that are going to do double duty between USAC and the 360 Sprint Car Series that's on the card. Should be a fun weekend out there. And at Kern County, NARC races Saturday with just 2 events left in the season. DJ Netto has a 12-point lead on Sean Becker for the title. Bud Kading also still in the mix there. So plenty of sprint cars after dark here coming up. Don't miss as well, the Short Track Super Series closes out tonight at the Orange County Fair Speedway for the Hard Clay finale. It's live on Flow if you can't get there. Finally today, the USMTS has canceled their final 2 races of the year, Friday at Lakeside and Saturday at 81 because of weather. Definitely a crap way to close out the 2025 season for that modified tour. That means Rodney Sanders is the 2025 Series champion, which brings him to 6 Series crowns for his career. Also, Joe Chisholm, the Rookie of the Year. That's all for this week. Thanks as always for tuning in and all of the support. Hope you guys have a great Thursday and a great weekend out there. We'll see you right back here on Sunday.